Welcome diecast fans, I'm Tom Spanners Watson.
And I'm Frank the Guru Gibbs.
And welcome to the special Legends of Racing event.
That's right, this is a very special endurance event. It's going to be taking place over 3 weeks, and we're going to drop out the bottom 2 drivers each week until we get down to the final winner.
Now we've assembled a stunning collection of golf livery cars who are going to be competing for the first ever Endurance Cup.
We're really excited about this one. We love the golf livery, they're beautiful vehicles, and of course we've got some high performance cars in there, plus a couple of Mustangs.
Now while the mechanics give the cars a final once over, let's have a look at the vehicles. First up, we've got a Ford GT40 Mark IV.
Old school and super low slung, be interesting how it goes.
Next up, a 1966 Ford Mustang Fastback.
Let's hope the crowd stays safe.
Then a 67 Oldsmobile 442.
This high riding muscle car should be a bit of fun on the track.
A Ford GT40.
Another low slung beauty, and of course a Le Mans winner back in the day.
Another Mustang Fastback.
I must say they do look good.
And rounding out the field, we've got a 68 Chevy Nova.
That rear end's jacked up so high it's practically twerking.
So we're going to run 6 cars at a time, 6 races, drivers will alternate around, and we're running points 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And our special half points for the DNFs that are still on their wheels.
So leading off from the front row this time, we've got the Mark IV against the Chevy Nova. The Nova jumps out pretty quick here. Mustang looks like he tries to get up the inside. The Mark IV all over the place. There's massive carnage on the track already. But the Mark IV GT40 takes maximum points. And it is absolute carnage in behind him.
Oh, it sure is. Let's go back through the Granny Muffin replay and find out just what happened there. So right at the start, check this out. The Mustang there trying to get around the inside of the Nova. I've never seen anybody try to overtake through KM Corner, and the GT Mark IV got loose but managed to hold on to it.
Yeah, he did a great job of controlling that car. But look at this absolute mess in behind, and the Nova up front getting absolutely punished by the Mark IV by the look of it.
Yeah, he got over the jump with the lead, was looking pretty good, and then that Mark IV just got underneath him. And then the Oldsmobile and the number 1 Mustang flipping around, and then that held up the other GT40.
So maximum points for the GT40 Mark IV, half points for the Mustang and the other GT40. So we rotate the drivers around. Nova still in the front row in the inside lane, and the number 1 Mustang on the outside. The Nova getting a little bit loose there. He gets nudged from behind by the Mark IV. Whoa, and the GT40, they're racing into second place. How in the heck did that happen?
I swear he just did an up and under manoeuvre. But look at that Oldsmobile's over yet again. That is not a good start for him. As we go through the Granny's Muffins replay, keep your eye on the 3rd and 4th car here. You got the Mark IV out in front, and then the GT40 goes right through underneath him, gets past the Mustang as well. What an insane drive.
Well, I guess that's why they won Le Mans. This is just crazy. I haven't seen an overtake maneuver like that before. And so impressed that he got past the Mustang as well.
Yeah, look, we get another look at it on this angle. Look at that, just straight up underneath him. Cuts past the Mustang as that's spinning wildly, and then tries another up and under the Nova. But the Nova says, no way, mate, you're not getting past me. Blocks him out and holds on for the win.
So 5 cars finishing that time. The Nova now moves into second place, just in behind the GT40 Mark IV. They rotate around. We've got the Mustang and the GT40 up front.
There'll be no one for him to shovel out of the way if he's up the front.
They get underway, the GT40 out quick. The Oldsmobile catching up to him. But, oh, there's a huge big accident in behind yet again. The GT40 will run down for the win. Mustang on his tail. And nobody else is going to make it. That is absolutely tragic.
As we go back through the Granny's Muffins replay, the GT40 had a nice run out in front, and what happened in behind? Whoa, look at the way that Nova goes. He just bounced right up off the track and looked like the Oldsmobile did this similar move. And the Mustang at the back there just spinning around like he's slipped on some oil.
Well, you've got to expect there's all kind of fluid left on the track after accidents like that. And that last Mustang almost managed to pull off a nice drift, but just got too loose.
Well, it is a Mustang, so I'd say it was pretty much on par with what they do.
Looking at the points, the 2 GT40s out in front, but the GT40 Mark IV with a substantial lead. They rotate around, the GT40 up front next to the Oldsmobile.
That Oldsmobile still hasn't put any points on the board. Let's see if he can do something this time.
As they hit the jump. Oh, and the Oldsmobile goes down hard. GT40 and Mustang make it across the line.
And can we just get a close-up on that Mustang? Look how close he is to that child. That's just irresponsible parenting.
Irresponsible parenting rather than dangerous driving.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I mean, you're right by the finish line. You're taking your life in your hands at the canyon.
Yeah, okay, fair point.
But look at the Oldsmobile there. He just nosed into the sidewall. And then was that the Mark IV that got flipped over as well, just in behind him? Oh, just absolute carnage. It's such a shame for those guys. They're just really struggling this time around.
But a nice drive out front there by the GT40 and even that other Mustang, even though it got a little bit close to the kid at the finish line.
So with that, the GT40 now moves into the number 1 spot with the Mark IV just behind in second place.
All right, we need to send the track officials out to make sure there's no oil or car parts left on the track.
Or body parts.
So while we get all that cleaned up, take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Some impressive driving and some shocking driving so far.
Yeah, that Oldsmobile's absolutely struggling. He's bouncing around the track like he's got kangaroo petrol in there.
Well, here's his big chance to put some points on the board. He's in the inside lane. Next to him is the number 20 Mustang. They get underway pretty even through KM corner. The Oldsmobile pushing out in front, looking good for a change. Oh, he spins sideways. The Mustang goes around him and it is absolute chaos right on the finish line. I'm not sure who came in where there.
And over goes the Nova. Good grief, those muscle cars are ridiculous. So in the Granny's Muffins replay here, let's just look at this finish line. So the Mustang there did a beautiful job getting around the Oldsmobile, but I can't see who came in where after that. So let's go back to chase cam. There you got the Mustang trying to get shunted out of the way by that GT40 yet again. And the GT40 just takes third place, the Mustang fourth, and in fifth is the Mark IV.
So that shakes up the points a bit. We've now got the number 1 Mustang and the Mark IV tied for second place with the GT40 well out in front on the points.
Well, if the Mark IV can win this one, he could jump into the lead, depending on where the GT40 finishes.
The Mustang there finding an extra boost through KM corner. Oh, the Mark IV gets right up on his rear end. The Mustang spinning and in goes the Nova. I'm not sure if he quite got through to first place there.
Well, that would have to be his best finish yet if he did, but look at the carnage in behind those guys. As we go through the Granny's Muffins replay, up front, you got that Mark IV absolutely riding the back of that Mustang and then does a big drift. And look at the GT40 in the back there trying to cut the corner.
Absolutely. Let's take another look at that. So you got the Mustang and the GT40 Mark IV battling up front, but look at this car at the back there. Cuts across, zips through the inside, but gets violently flipped over right at the end. And then that other Mustang storming past all the carnage right in front of him.
I will get a better look at it again here. So watch the car at the back, zips through, rides the rail like he's on a skateboard, but completely blows his exit. But the Mustang did such a good job of avoiding him and making it down to the finish line. And up front, you got the Mark IV riding the Mustang like Seabiscuit.
Oh, that GT40 takes a hard hit there.
I mean, lucky for him, he was leading on points, but he gets 0 for that one. And look at this, Mark IV tries to mount the Mustang from behind like he's riding a horse.
But there was so much action there, but it was right down to the wire at the finish line. Let's go back to there. So the Mustang came through, spun. The GT40 Mark IV spun around. The Nova looks like he squeaked through there and might have taken the win.
Well, I definitely need a better look at that. So there's the Mark IV slamming into the Mustang, and then goes the Nova. That was a beautiful drive from the Nova, but he's so far behind, those points really aren't going to do diddly for him.
Well, let's go to the scoreboard. So the GT Mark 40 takes the number 1 spot. The number 1 Mustang in the number 2 spot, and then we've got a tie for third place between the GT40 Mark IV and the number 20 Mustang.
I've got to say, I'm quite surprised by the Mustangs. I didn't think they had it in them, but they did exceptionally well, and they managed to hold their own against these high-performance, custom-built race cars.
So these 4 cars will be moving on next week to the next round of the Endurance, where it's 4 cars, 8 laps.
And just for some added spice, if they finish off track, they're out of the competition. So it's high stakes next week.
All right. Well, we hope you've enjoyed tonight's racing. If you have, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate it. All right, that's enough from us tonight. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Tom Spanners Watson. He's Frank the Guru Gibbs. We look forward to seeing you next time.